Okay, so Trump is not done screwing around with us e-commerce sellers. There's another update coming, but this time it might actually be good for us, except for dropshippers, you're fucked. Except for dropshippers, you're fucked. So I know these updates can be confusing, but don't worry, in this video I'm gonna break down exactly what it means, how it affects us as sellers, what we can do about it, the differences for Amazon sellers versus dropshippers, and the way forward with what's coming. So make sure to listen up because there's gonna be a lot covered and it's definitely going to be important for you if you're an e-commerce seller or you're getting started as an e-commerce seller. So this comes just a couple of weeks after these massive tariff updates that Trump pushed through. I did make a video about that. I'll be sure to link that up. And this is what it looks like, or if you want to just find it afterwards, I definitely recommend watching that video. It's maybe even more important because that one is affecting us now. This is something you need to understand and you need to be ready for now because it's already affecting us. These are higher tariffs, which are the import taxes and duties when you're shipping something in from China in bulk, the way we do as Amazon private label sellers. It gets taxed based on what type of item it is, and these rates have gone up. So, and more is coming on that too. So in that video, I broke it down the same way I'm doing on this topic already. Definitely go watch that one. Real quick before I get into this giveaway winner, if this is you, reach out to me on Instagram DM or Facebook message. You won the giveaway, which is a 20-minute call with me, consultation call. Why would anybody care? Or why would anybody subscribe to this channel? Because I have built a 7-figure business on Amazon, multiple years at 7-figure level, not just a one and done type of thing. I talk about it on my channel in a very real, not hypey way, show you the ups and downs. It's not all easy. I'm not just selling this concept of, just do the giveaway blast and boom, you'll be rich in 5 minutes. I take a very real, long-term, ethical approach to this business. So if that's interesting to you, which it should be, you should subscribe. And if you want to win a call like this person did, I'm doing it on this video as well. All you have to do is subscribe, hit that bell too, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment. I'm always reading every single comment and respond to probably 99% of them. So questions, comments, anything you want, drop it down anytime. Okay, so what the hell are we talking about here? Here's the deal. Trump announced that he wants to pull the US out of this treaty that allows for foreign shipping to be subsidized to make it much cheaper to ship goods into the United States. Crazy part of this is a treaty that the US has been a part of for 144 years. So I think it goes without saying this thing is probably a touch outdated. We can probably revisit this. It might be a good idea, Then again, a lot of old things probably need to be revisited, but that might be another topic. Anyway, so what this is a treaty with the United Nations. So a bunch of countries came together and did this thing and, had their quill and their parchment paper and they made this treaty for shipping, blah, 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 whatever. Here's what it actually means. And it's called the Universal Postal Union Treaty. Now, here's what it all means, or here's how this is actually a thing that has already been so relevant to us. See, this is basically the government subsidizing, paying to make shipping cheaper. This is why there are so many products that you can find that ship directly from China and the shipping is free or the shipping is $1. And these are the types of items that if you were going to order it from a US site, you might be paying 5 or 10 or 20 bucks shipping, yet somehow you can find it online from China directly and shipping is like a nickel for this box this freaking big that weighs 150 pounds or whatever. That might be a slight exaggeration, but I'll give some examples in a second. It's pretty crazy. So the problem is really in that it's literally cheaper to ship the same box, the same weight from China to the US than it is to ship that same size box within the US, from the US to the US. That's what this all causes, and it's a crazy thing. So for example, in the New York Times article about this, it gave an example of a 4.4 pound package, which was the maximum that this treaty covered. And it estimated that for this 4.4 pound parcel from China to the US would cost about $5. And if you were to ship that between LA and New York, it would be 2 to 4 times the cost of that, which seems completely reasonable. We've all gone to ship something that's, a few pounds and UPS tells us it's gonna be 20 bucks or 15 or whatever. So on small packages, this works out to a 40 to 70% discount. Cheaper to ship from China to the US than the US to the US. 40 to 70% cheaper to do that same shipment from China into the US. This became an even bigger issue in 2010, and this is how it's going to tie directly into Shopify dropshipping in just a second. But in 2010, they introduced this program called ePacket. If you're a dropshipper, if you've bought from AliExpress or sites like that, you've probably seen ePacket shipping. This is the one that is known to be so cheap on really small and light packages. You get a little bubble mailer from China and you paid 50 cents to ship it, or it was free for a $3 item that you bought from China with free shipping somehow. In most cases, that's going to be ePacket that we're dealing with, and that was just introduced in 2010, but it falls underneath this treaty. So that ePacket program was possible due to this. So that would also be on the table to be chopped once this goes through, once Trump pulls out of this union. So if ePacket goes away, that's definitely going to be a major impact on dropshippers that are selling cheap items, $5 to $20 that cost very, very little. That's going to have a massive impact, and I'll get back into that a little bit deeper in just a minute. I also want to tie this into how this affects Amazon sellers and brand owners that might be shipping in to the US in bulk, not one-off. Just to clarify, what I mean by that is dropshippers are shipping individual items. They're getting an order in the US and they're getting that one item ordered from China to that customer in the US. Whereas what we are doing as Amazon brand owners, we are buying this product in bulk directly from a manufacturer, from our supplier, having it all shipped into the US where it is held in the US and then shipped from the US within the US. By the way, like the tariffs, this is only an issue of China and the US as of now. That was a huge question on my tariff video recently, was what if I'm selling in Europe? What if I'm ordering from India or Thailand or some other country? Like the tariffs, this is, as of right now, this is a China-US issue. So if you're drop shipping to other countries, should stay the same. Or if you are drop shipping out of other countries, should be the same. So now let's get into some pros and cons, how this affects us as sellers and just the general marketplace of e-commerce, how this is going to change it. I think you'll find that most of the pros are for Amazon sellers and most of the cons are for dropshippers. So yeah, first off, this means less counterfeits. Counterfeit products, like fake products, the fake headphones, the fake iPhones, the fake our products that we have branded and created. Right now, it's too easy for Chinese sellers to sell fakes for cheaper to get into the US than it is for the authentic one to ship to that customer. So this is going to make it more difficult for those Chinese suppliers to just come in with super cheap shipping and ship that counterfeit product into the US. So this should cut way down on the ability and ease to sell counterfeit products in the US as a whole, which is a great thing overall, whether or not that affects us directly. Maybe as a consumer it does. So that's a good thing. Counterfeits, bad. Like if your business has anything to do with selling counterfeits, move on, get into something else. In the context of Amazon and us as sellers, this will remove hijackers, which is similar to a counterfeit. But if you don't know, a hijacker is a seller that jumps onto your listing and hijacks it.
This is a hijack! Let's go!
They take it over and all of a sudden they are shipping the product. So when the customer buys from that listing, instead of getting it from you as they should and expect, somebody else has hijacked it and is now shipping their product. In many cases, this is counterfeits or it's just generic product. Many times it is coming from suppliers directly in China. But those sellers are usually shipping directly from them to the customer, like not FBA, not using fulfillment by Amazon the way we are. So all of those, it's going to make it way harder for them, because if they were shipping their generic product to your customer for 70 cents and now it's going to be $10, well, that just broke their business model extremely. So yeah, real brands have to worry less about fakes, and us as Amazon sellers, whether we're getting counterfeits or not, we can worry less about generic hijackers jumping onto our listings, which is a very good thing. Now this ties in directly, but you should also realize that this shifts the advantage from Chinese sellers to us. So this is good for us in terms of competition, because now like we're getting some of that favor back. We're getting some of that advantage back because a lot of that competition that was able to undercut and get in and do all these manipulative things, a lot of that would be taken out if they were shipping direct. So this not only levels the playing field, but now us shipping domestically, we will have a price advantage on shipping compared to China to the US, assuming that it gets raised enough that it's more expensive to ship domestically. But I would think, that seems very logical. It's pretty crazy that it's ever been cheaper to begin with. So the only place for it to go is to be more expensive, which gives us the advantage shipping to US customers from the US. Okay, so the main con, dropshippers, this affects you the most. Here's the thing, if you're shipping directly from China to your customers in the US, again, this is different from sourcing in China bulk and bringing it into the US and then shipping to your customers. If your customers receive their orders individually from China, this affects you dramatically and you could completely have your margins go out of whack in an instant. So if you're doing that, you're kind of screwed. Your business is probably going to change dramatically. I think this could be a massive hit to the Shopify dropshipping community, eBay dropshipping, probably mostly the Shopify dropshipping, let's be real. But it's a huge thing. This massively changes your business. So if your business is built on the fact that you can sell these little 50-cent, $2 things for $10 or $8 or $17, or even higher price point, if you can sell something for $5 for $30 or whatever. But now if that shipping is going to go up so dramatically, your business is fundamentally different. So you're going to have to reevaluate, and I'll talk about that. Okay, so what's next? What do we do if we're an Amazon seller? What do we do if we're a drop shipper? So if you're an Amazon seller, private label, you're building up your own brands, this, if anything, should be an advantage, because now your product that you are sourcing directly should have less competition of Chinese suppliers directly and less competition of all these drop shippers that are doing exactly what I just described. If all of those people fall off the map, who's left? The people doing it the right way, the people building brands, the people selling their own products. That's what's going to win. I think you guys also get the trend that as these things happen, what always remains? What always remains is the right way. What always remains is the way that is not manipulating, not finding the little loophole. What always remains is just the long-term way to build a sustainable business. If you're playing on the edges constantly change and you're gonna fall off the edge. If not this time, next time. So look, if you're shipping bulk, you're ordering 1,000 units into the US, into Amazon's warehouses, this shouldn't affect you. Now, could shipping rates on that type of stuff go up in the future more? Probably, but that is not what this is talking about. The tariffs are what applies there. You import this container of product and now let's say your import duty rose from 3 to 13% recently and soon to 28%. It varies. Go watch that other video if you want to learn more about the tariffs. But if you're shipping in bulk, this new thing isn't directly going to be causing a problem. So if you fall into that camp where you are shipping directly from China to the US, what should you do? Well, it was a short-term model maybe. You might have to think about, how can I build a brand? How can I build an audience? How could I source this directly? How could I make this product unique? How could I give the customer more value and give them a better experience by customizing the product, customizing the experiences, packaging it differently, including accessories, doing different follow-ups and all the things that real brands do that market and retarget and follow up with their customers and offer them more products and bring them along on a journey to whatever their product is helping them with. So if up until this point you've been thinking about none of that type of stuff, maybe now is the time to start planting the seeds for a longer term e-commerce strategy where you are building real value to the customer. You're not just arbitraging AliExpress to this generic thing that shows up in a crappy package to this customer that thinks they're ordering from a seemingly legitimate company. So overall, Amazon sellers, private label, brand builders, keep doing what you're doing. keep on going with that long-term trajectory. This is not a huge hit. Our Amazon is not dead. Trump has not killed Amazon, not this time. If I was a dropshipper, if I was doing those short-term things, I think this is a scary one. I think this is a big one. Like, this could really change things dramatically. You're going to have to, change the way you select products that you can sell. The market's going to become extremely more competitive to source. The prices are going to go up to the customer. Therefore, now you're not going to be cheaper than the brands you're trying to compete with within the US. So it really just turns that business model potentially up on its head. So that's about to do it for this video. If you got value out of this video, please do hit that thumbs up button. Helps this video get spread out to more people. Drop a comment. Really appreciate those things. Turn on the bell too so you know when I post again. In the description, there are all kinds of things. There is my Zero to Brand training, which is my complete Amazon FBA building a brand A to Z program. Has absolutely everything you'll need for those of you that want that. That's down there. I'll mention something else about that in just a second. There's also a free Facebook group for entrepreneurs. We've passed 5,000 members. This is an amazing free resource. Absolutely no reason that you shouldn't be in there. Get questions answered from me. I'm always in there a lot of the time. Other people, now it's such a community that if I don't answer, somebody else is going to give you that answer. So get in there. Follow me on Instagram. There's all the tools I use for Amazon in the description as well. Anyways, I never really talk about my course that much, Zero to Brand. I never wanted to be pitching it and throwing it at people and stuff like that. I just wanted to be there for those that want it. But I want to do something on this video just for those of you that have watched this far, the dedicated people. I want to just do something that I haven't done, see how this goes. For people that are on the edge and are ready to give this a real shot, I just wanted to do something where the first 5 people to click the link down there, there's going to be a special link with a discount for the first 5 people only. So go quick. They're going to go quick. First link in the description. If you're seeing this and it's no longer a discount, you are too late. I promise you it's worth the full price and then some, way more. It's not going to be worth waiting around for something else, because the time you lose by waiting is going to cost you any discount that would be doing. So I don't like to discount. I don't do anything like this basically at all. Just want to do that for the devoted people watching to the end this one time, see what happens as a test, and just as a thank you to those of you that are watching this deep into a long video. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see those of you that take me up on that in there, and see you in the next video.